Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another presentation. This week we did in-depth individual interviews about Savvy Life AV, and yeah, we gained some really valuable insights. So let's go ahead and jump right into some of the things that we found and how we analyzed them. All right, so section one, we're going to talk about basically what we gained, the insights that we gained, and the value that it can provide to Savvy Life. So let's first talk about Savvy Life's business model and analyze that a bit and kind of compare and contrast that to some of the things that we found that some of these consumers considered to be valuable when looking for an AV partner. So the first thing is Isaac's business really revolves around service, really revolves around building relationships. It's not necessarily just about price. It's not necessarily just about anything else. He really wants to build relationships with his consumers. And that's really cool because a lot of people have a lot of concerns with the AV industry. That's definitely something that we found in these individual in-depth interviews. So that's something that I think Isaac is doing really well. It's part of his business model. It's part of how he runs everything. And it's definitely helping people understand those concerns and not have them as much anymore. And it really aligns himself right up with the expectations that the consumers have with a smart home technician. So, oh, and then another thing with that, I guess, while we're here is people really care about voice activation and being able to change things in their home with the touch of an app. And that's something also that Isaac really focuses on. And it's really part of his business model is helping people enjoy their homes more.
So with the positioning statement, smart home technology allows for simple day-to-day tasks to be lightened or be taken care of. The target market that we found is primarily middle-aged people that are mid to high class that they love technology. They want tasks and to be simplified. Savvy Life provides professionals that efficiently implement these smart technologies in their home. The home system is controlled by a simple app that anyone can use.
For this marketing funnel, it's a little bit different for every company, but for Isaac, as Landon had mentioned, a big part of his business is going to be referral based and his ability to create and build relationships with others. And so typically what will happen for a sale for Isaac is that a customer will get referred and then they will go ahead and contact him through an email or a phone call to set up an appointment for Isaac to come into their home and essentially build them an estimate or a quote for the things that they're wanting. And so what he will do is he'll come into your home and find out everything that is needing to be done or that you're wanting to be done. And the beauty of that is he'll allow you to set up and customize your own package and mix and match things that work best for you and look to get you a good rate for what you're looking for. After that in-house visit, he will then email the homeowner over details of the products and then give you a cost breakdown of everything and what to expect in that regards. And then he'll make any final recommendations or suggestions on how you can build your dream smart home. And then from there, it's just going to be setting up an appointment for the installation to be done. The beauty is with all of his products, once the install is completed, there isn't a need for him to visit the home again. Updates, repairs, things of those nature can be done remotely through the software that he uses. So a very big added bonus there for the end consumer.
Okay, next we're going to talk about the day in the life of a customer. So the customers that have smart home products in their homes basically use them from the minute they wake up until the minute they go to sleep. Looking at one consumer that we specifically interviewed, they start by waking up and saying, "Alexa, let there be light." This turns on all the lights in the main house area. Then throughout the day, they can use their smart home technology to listen to music, talk to each other in different rooms, lock and unlock the front door, and turn on and off appliances. And then they end the day by saying, "Alexa, good night," and this turns off all of the lights in their main living space. So basically, these consumers are using this for all throughout their day for basic tasks.
All right, so let's break down our interview approach. What was the questions that we asked, and how did we go about doing that? So first, we wanted to gain an understanding of what people understood by the AV smart home industry. Do they know what it is? Do they know what it entails? And then we really wanted to expound on that a little bit more and understand what concerns they have with the industry, maybe with some of the products or the services that are kind of linked to that industry. And from there, we were able to gain some really great insights that we could give to Isaac and his company. And we also wanted to gain a better understanding of what dream features people want in their home, because there's a lot of things that they think don't exist that do. So if Isaac could help people, if they don't really know that maybe climate control in their home is a big thing, that's their dream feature, highlighting that a little bit more in their marketing endeavors can be a big hit. And that was a really good segue into gaining information about what customers expect from AV companies and partners. So Isaac, what they expect specifically from him as a company. And then towards the end of our interview, we were able to wrap it up with understanding how they feel about payment, what's a high price, what's a low price, and payment plans, if that's something that they wanted to do.
The key insights that we found were privacy is just the biggest factor that people have. They want to know that their services are trustworthy, that they're reliable, and no one's going through their information or looking into their home. Convenience is also the sole purpose of getting a smart home, so this is very critical for having this in the services. Having all technology on one system or app makes it easier for people to use, and also having a user interface that's very simple and easy to use is very important as well. Consumers are willing to pay a higher price for a product that has a lot of utility. They want their bang for their buck. A lot of people prefer to implement technology themselves or have someone they know implement it. A home theater is very popular amongst the people that we interviewed, and they said that they would get a lot of use out of it. And primarily, we saw that Alexa is the most popular virtual assistant.
So, marketing initiatives, what's something that we could implement that's new for the consumer? What could Isaac use as a marketing approach? And kind of looking at the industry we're in, it is an audio and visual industry. And so a lot of our consumers respond well to visual learning. And so the marketing idea that we have is for Isaac to create a video that is well produced, that shows the products being used. It's a hands-on video that shows all of the different things that you can put in your house as well. And why this is useful is he can play this video on the iPad that he takes with him to his in-home visits. And this is good for a couple different reasons. The customer can get an idea of the products and how they can benefit them. But a big part is it can actually drive some sales for Isaac, because when individuals are seeing these videos of these crazy things that they can do with their home, it might spark and drive some interest in an impulse buy type of scenario where they're looking to implement these things that maybe they weren't thinking of already. And so this could be a huge marketing factor for Isaac to implement.
Okay, we're now going to move on to section 2. This section is it won't be seen by the owner. It's just for us and the insights we gained from doing in-depth interviews. So as far as what's helpful, so in-depth interviews are very helpful in getting details to questions. It's easy to ask the person follow-up questions that you come up with in the moment to understand how they interact with the product or view the industry. And then something that's lacking is the consumer can definitely feel pressured into answering how they think you want them to, because you're sitting there watching them, waiting for them to answer. And then it's harder to make observations based on things such as body language and nonverbal cues while keeping the conversation going. So this is something that can be lacking in the in-depth interviews.
So we wanted to talk a little bit about what we executed well. I think the base of everything that we did well came from having a good set of questions from our script. We did really good at those. We felt that they helped our interviewee go on a journey, understand really well what it is we were trying to gain from them, and we were able to get some really valuable insights that we can provide to Savvy Life and to Isaac. There were some questions that at first didn't really hit well to our interviewees. It didn't sync well. They didn't really understand what we were asking. But one thing that we did well is that we asked good follow-up questions that salvaged that value and helped us still gain valuable insights, even though they didn't understand what we were looking for at first. And just through these interviews, we were able to really gain some good information that can really help Savvy Life AV be more successful in the future.
As far as what we didn't execute well or what we would change, it was easier to get off topic with these interviews and slip into casual conversation. So that's something that we could have done better with. And then something else that we didn't execute very well is the wording of the questions. Just like Landon talked about a second ago, a couple of times the interviewees were confused, and so we had to go ahead and reword. So as far as what we would change the way we phrased a couple of these questions so that we didn't have to reword in the middle, or we were just more prepared. And then we could also stay on topic throughout the interview more. And then a couple of us forgot to record, so making sure we record the interview would be something that we would make sure to do next time.
Thank you.